folks, and welcome to another Comic Friday video. This one I'm super excited about. We're going to be opening up some cards. This is a card set that, weirdly for me, was released in 1991. I had never seen before. And this was a set released in 1991. It was apparently the second series of this set. And it was the Comic Images Marvel's Fantastic First Covers Series 2 trading cards. And this is a set where I guess Series 1 had been released like 6 or 7 years before this one came out. But it was looking at older covers. This set is looking at covers. There's 100 cards in the set. Each card highlights a different issue number 1 put out by Marvel Comics. Most of the covers they included in the set were Bronze Age, and they're covers that came out some as early as 1972, but most of them after 1984. And so it's really covering 10 to 20 years worth of covers, which means that you've got some absolute classic covers on there. You also have some weirdly obscure things that are kind of wild. There are no chases in this set, which we love because we don't care about it. But we do chase something. We don't chase slabbable things. We don't chase, profit. We chase nostalgia on this channel. And so I looked at the checklist of the 100 covers that are included in the set because we have, thanks to our friends at Junk Wax Bombs over on eBay, we have 5 packs. They hooked us up with 5 packs of a number of different sets when we first started doing this channel. And so I looked over the checklist. We have each pack has 10 cards, and so we've got 50 cards. So even if we had no duplicates, we only have half of the full set. But looking over the checklist, there are so many covers I want to pull from this. So many covers from my childhood are in this set. Things like the cover for issue number 1 of Strike Force Morituri, which is an absolutely underrated gem. If you're into comics and you have not read Strike Force Morituri, it is absolutely amazing. Darkhawk number 1 is in here. I talked in a previous video about how, 10 or 11-year-old me just stared at Darkhawk number 1 because Mike Manley's art just soaked. You wanted to savor Mike Manley's art in that series. The original Guardians of the Galaxy number 1, Exterminators number 1, right before half of that group joined the New Mutants. I have no idea what Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe is all about, but I love Fred Hembeck and his art style. I actually have a card, original artwork of Fred Hembeck doing Speedball, and so I love the whole idea of Fred Hembeck destroying the Marvel Universe. There's also some weird things in there that I've never heard of, but I kind of just want to see based on the title. Apparently, there's an issue number 1 of a title called Power Pachyderms. I need to know what that's about. It seems like it's mostly covering stuff from my era, which means that the single most important card that we want to hit out of these 5 packs. Like, if I don't get Exterminators or the Fred Hembeck or the Power Pachyderms or the Guardians of the Galaxy, probably if I don't get Strike Force Morituri, I'll still be content to say we've opened 5 packs. We're not going to continue on with this series. If we don't pull Darkhawk, and if we don't pull New Warriors number 1, we're going to be calling up Junk Wax Bombs again and getting more sent because we need those 2 cards. We need them. They have to... I have to have those 2 cards. It's not a question. And so, without further ado, let's open some packs and hope we get some Chris Powell and some Night Thrasher in the gang, because I need to see those 2 cards. All right, let's take a look at these Marvel First Coverage cards. Again, there are no chase sets, which is perfectly fine for us. We are chasing nostalgia, and we are chasing nostalgia in the form of several titles, but most importantly, Darkhawk number 1 and New Warriors number 1. Oh, I love how they open. That is a super smooth opening. And so here's pack number 1. Just first off, looking at the frame, this is reminding me of like old school Jack Kirby art with the frame. It's looking like a very like Victorian frame, but instead of Greek and Roman mythological figures, it has Marvel folks in there. And so the cards have the image of the cover on the front, and on the back it has issue information, like the creative team, the brief synopsis of that issue. And so we'll take a look and see what we have. We start with Web of Spider-Man number 1, black costume, very classic, very classic look. We have The Life of Captain Marvel, classic Marvel. We have the Thanos Quest, gorgeous cover. We've got the Wolverine #1. I actually owned this comic as a kid. I don't know whatever happened to it, but it's the 4-issue limited series Saga of the Human Torch. And so this is a really good series. I remember enjoying this as a kid. We've got the Punisher Armory. One of my best friends growing up was a big Punisher fan. And here we go, folks. Darkhawk #1. We're halfway through pack #1. We already have one of the 2 must-hit nostalgia cards in this set. Loving it.
Me-o, sir. Play me-o.
Put that over there on my keyboard. We've got Moon Knight #1. It's a new beginning. We have a different Punisher #1, because Punisher was big during the 80s and the 90s. We have a 4-issue limited series of Black Panther. I had a Black Panther limited series as a kid. It was not this one. I don't remember the name of the 4-issue limited series. It was like the Hunter's Prey, or the word prey was definitely a part of it, and the villain basically bioengineered himself to have like leathery wings and superpowers so he could take down T'Challa. This is not that series. I don't remember. It's Hunters and Prey. It's something like I'll Google it and put it in the screen right here. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Again, I've mentioned in previous videos, I was never huge into like spy genre stuff, so Nick Fury has never really hit all that well for me. But yeah, that's a nice cover. So yeah, a lot of iconic covers in there. That we had the one nostalgia hit out of the ones that we were looking for in Darkhawk #1. It's one of the 2 must hits that we need to get. So let's take a look at pack #2, and there we go. Strike Force Morituri #1. It's not one of our 2 must hits, but it's one of the handful of ones I was hoping to find. And so yes, epic series, worth the read. This is one I've never heard of. It's The War, Book 1. I don't know what this is even about. It's a nice enough cover. It looks like an 80s action movie poster. It was written by Doug Murray, drawn by Tom Morgan. The government has drafted paranormals into the military. Now the world is faced with destruction, the likes of which it's never seen. I've literally never heard of this. And there it is.
Oh my God! I know him.
The other must hit. So sorry, Junkwax Bombs, we do not have to reorder this set, because all that's left in our nostalgia hits list are the secondary hits. The 2 must hits, the New Warriors and Darkhawk, we got them in pack 1 and pack 2, and you cannot complain about that. This series was my childhood, y'all. Fabian Nicieza, Evan Skolnick writing the book for 75 issues. Mark Bagley, the first penciler for the first 25 issues. Derek Robertson had pencils for the middle part of the run. Patrick Zircher finished up the run, and there were a few issues between Robertson and Zircher where Richard Pace was on art. And I love Patrick Zircher's artwork. I would have loved to see more from Richard Pace, because I've been saying for years that man was born to draw the characters from Cyanex. One of my all-time favorite issues of the entire run was Fabian Nicieza's last story that was drawn by Richard Pace, and it was a Cyanex story featuring Mathematic and mental trauma, and it was trippy and psychological realism at its peak. Loved this whole series. This series is my childhood. Super excited we got both of those cards. The Deadly Foes of Spider-Man, I had this whole series. It was a lot of fun. It was one of the first books I remember reading where they humanized the villains a little bit. The Monsters Are Coming, Beware. We will be sure to do that, because I've never heard of this. We have our first duplicate card. We've got another copy of The Web of Spider-Man with the black costume. 2-issue limited series, X-Men and Alpha Flight. That's a nice set. It's leaning heavy into the cosmic. We've got a Silver Surfer #1, where Silver Surfer looks like he's canoodling a Nova that's a little bit different from the Nova of my childhood, Richard Rider. I never got as into this as I probably should have, because it definitely matches my humor and persona. But it was always it's like the Mad Magazine of comic books. Here's another Wolverine #1, different version. And Nth Man Ultimate Ninja. I've heard of Nth Man. I don't know anything about this one. So there are 2 down, 3 to go. We are still hoping to find Guardians of the Galaxy and Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe and those power pachyderms. We'll see what we can find. Here is another card for the war. A second copy of the New Warriors card. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Another copy of The Deadly Foes of Spider-Man. Monsters Are Coming, Beware. Third Web of Spider-Man, the black costume. X-Men Alpha Flight. Silver Surfer, Canoodling, Frankie Ray Nova. Another What The. Another Nth Man. Another Wolverine. And thank God for this last card, because if not for this last card, that whole pack would have been nothing but duplicates. And we get Damage Control #1, which is another sort of goofy, silly, just sort of like What The, but not quite as goofy and silly, but it was a fun series. I have a few issues of this. All right, 2 packs to go on these Marvel's Fantastic First Covers, Series 2. We are still looking for a couple of nostalgia hits, but we've got the big ones. Here's Nomad, issue #1. That's a new one. Here is the checklist. Every good card series needs a checklist, and the checklist is framed in that gorgeous sort of Victorian picture frame, painting frame kind of vibe. I had this issue of Damage Control, and I think the New Warriors were actually in the first couple issues of this version of Damage Control, because Robbie Baldwin, who was the civilian identity for Speedball, was like interning there. Here is issue 1 of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Here's an X-Men #1, Obnoxio the Clown. I have no idea what this one's about. Vision and Scarlet Witch. I was looking for the Exterminators in my nostalgia hits, but Fallen Angels is not far off. It also features several characters from the New Mutants and the Exterminators group. So we're going to put that in the minor nostalgia hits pile. Here's Hawkeye #1. Here is Power Pack #1, which features a eventual New Warrior in Alex Power. We'll put that over in the minor nostalgia hits as well. And then there we go, the Exterminators #1. This is set during Inferno, a really fun, wild, sort of kid-friendly take on horror kind of genre, horror, demons and magic and stuff like that going on. So definitely in the minor nostalgia hits. So we are still on the hunt for, I know we're looking for, because we're on the absolute last pack here, and I don't know if we can say last pack magic, because we had first 2-pack magic with both of the main cards we were looking for. The only ones we haven't seen yet that were on my initial list were the original Guardians of the Galaxy, Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe, and that Power Pachyderms thing. And so this is our last chance to see those. So let's hope we get one of them at least. Although I cannot complain, because for 5 packs, we have done exceptionally well at seeing some of the stuff we were hoping to see. Here's another Punisher Armory, a second copy of Darkhawk, which means we have 2 Darkhawks and 2 New Warriors. Here's a Moon Knight, another Punisher, another Black Panther, another Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. We've seen these. Another Strike Force Morituri, another copy of The War. Here is a third copy of the New Warriors. I think these packs were listening to me when I talked about what I really wanted to see.
My flabber is absolutely ghastly. I can't believe it.
Another Deadly Foes of Spider-Man, and a third copy of The Monsters Are Coming, Beware. And so this was a fun set to open, y'all. I'd never heard of these before. A lot of childhood nostalgia among these covers that were in the list of 100 covers from this particular set. And so I will tell you what we're going to do with these. We are going to make sure that I hold on to 1 copy of Strike Force Morituri, 1 copy of New Warriors, 1 copy of Darkhawk. We are going to put New Warriors up there, the backup copies. We're going to keep a copy of the Exterminators, a copy of Power Pack and Fallen Angels, and the bonus copy of Strike Force Morituri will go over here. And so these ones, Fallen Angels, Power Pack, Exterminators, Darkhawk, New Warriors, and Strike Force Morituri, these are going into my keeper binder. These three, the two bonus copies of New Warriors and the bonus copy of Darkhawk, I'm going to hold on because I've got some friends that are New Warriors Darkhawk fans, and I'm going to see if anybody I know wants me to send these to them. And then the bulk of these cards will go in the Fives Guy donation box in the hallway of the building where I teach at the university that I teach at, so that any students that are into comic books can flip through these and kind of keep what they want, or use them for projects, or just enjoy the artwork and seeing a bit of comic book history from before they were born. So it has been fun looking through all this. I will leave y'all with the two bangers and call this one a video. Have a good one, y'all. Hey folks, if you made it this far into the video and you also like hunting for nostalgia, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It'll do me a solid. Have a good one, y'all.